Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Roza Olyai, obstetrician and gynecologist from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. I'm going to talk about menstrual hygiene today, and I think this is a very important topic. Most often, girls, young girls, women, they come to us with infections of their private areas, and that is so very common, especially during menstrual period or maybe after that. So one has to be very careful during those days when there is bleeding. And it's a very common, kind of an infection which happens if we are not careful with our hygiene. So it's very important during these days when you're bleeding, you must regularly have bath and wash yourselves with soap. The kind of cloth, material, pads that you use should be cotton, and they should be changed every 4 hours and disposed in a very, very proper way, putting it into the newspaper or wrapping it in papers and getting it disposed of. Sometimes the question comes that, a lot of girls especially ask about tampons or menstrual cup. Preferably, I would suggest after the age of 18, they could be used. And the way to use it should be only directed in presence of a gynecologist, not on your own. There are certain infections which are very common during those days of bleeding in case you're not changing your pads or not taking care of your hygiene. And most often the girls come complaining of the burning in urine, itching in the private parts, and white discharge, which continues after even the menses is over. So blood is an item which attracts infections and bacteria. So it has to be cleaned from time to time. Washing it regularly, drinking a lot of water during those days, and keeping your hygiene, your hydration also good at the same time. If there is too much of bleeding during your menstrual period during those days, there are very good medicines that you can use, because passing of clot, what I mean to say, passing of pieces of blood, that comes on your pad could be decreased. And there are very good medicines available, which you should avail. And you can go to your gynecologist actually, and she'll be able to tell you all when to use it and how to use it. So during menstrual period, whenever especially the girls, they try to not to go to their kitchens, they don't go to pray, to the temples. These are certain cultural things which of course we have to respect. However, you can always pray in your privacy, in your rooms, and do whatever you like. You can even go to school, you can attend your routine things, but I would suggest during these days not to do any heavy work such as playing basketball, volleyball, swimming is out of question. But you must have your routine done. You must walk, you must hydrate yourself, as I mentioned earlier, have good fruits, good quality of food, so that when you're bleeding, you're removing the blood is coming out. So that, if in excess, may also cause a little weakness for you. So try to decrease your heavy work during this period of time. But, take care of your nutrition and your water intake. Sometimes the question comes that, my menstruals, during the period that I've got my menstrual cycle, it comes very often every 15 days, 10 days. Well, that's not good. And that needs to be looked after, and that's the time you need to go to your gynecologist. So if I say that the cycle, what I mean to say is from the day you start your bleeding till the next cycle that comes, at least it should be around 28 days, 25, 28 days. Your bleeding date can change a little bit. So 7 days earlier, 7 days later on, that could be okay. And the duration of bleeding should be between 5 to 7 days. However, if it increases more than that, then that's not a really good sign, and you need to go to your gynecologist. Other questions that come to us would be that, wearing undergarments, which quality, what it should be. So I would suggest it should be cotton and not nylon or any synthetic material, because then again, that doesn't allow oxygen to pass, and it allows the bacteria, the fungal infections to, happen during that period of time. So you have to be careful about your hygiene, not to use any scents, not to use anything which, like things which are not to be used during that period of time, but try to use, a lot of water and soap to keep yourself clean. So wish you all the best. And I think with this little information, it'll be helping you out to tackle yourself and remain hygienically clean. Take care of yourselves. Thank you.